What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2025, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 14:06 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Eastern Europe and from here in the United States. So earlier this morning, President Trump said he spoke with Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum and that he would delay tariffs on the country by a month. He also said he spoke with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, but he did not announce any changes on the Canada tariffs. Okay, so Trump dropping tariffs for a month on Mexico, but the massive tariffs on Canada will go into effect at midnight tonight, Eastern Time. So I do expect the stock market to drop dramatically tomorrow and this week. And this morning, U.S. stocks and stocks around the world dropped by about 1 to 2%. They have recovered just a little bit this afternoon because of Trump's announcement of pausing the Mexican tariffs. But this is going to really turn into an ugly situation potentially, and prices here could go up on a variety of different things. So just make sure you're getting prepared. And we're hearing that the Mexican cartels have authorized the use of weaponized drones against border agents and other U.S. law enforcement at the southern border. So this is very, very concerning. We know that the Mexican cartels have all kinds of weaponry, and I would not be surprised if they have got their hands on some of the same drones that Russia is using in eastern Ukraine. And the European Union warned Trump that if he imposed tariffs on them, that they would retaliate. And another gas facility in Russia is on fire, and operations at the gas facility have shut down. This was in Astrakhan. Apparently last night it was hit by multiple Ukrainian drones, and here we have footage of this gas facility. Okay, so another energy facility taken out by the Ukrainians in Russia. And overnight last night, 70 drones were shot down over Russia. 9 airports temporarily restricted operations. And there were also some localized fires started in the city of Volgograd as a result of this large-scale Ukrainian drone attack on Russia. And what you're looking at here is video footage coming out of the Orenburg region of Russia. Workers are being evacuated from the Orenburg gas processing plant amid danger of Ukrainian drone strikes. The Gazprom plant sits on a gas field of 1.76 trillion cubic meters of proven reserves and outputs billions of cubic meters of natural gas annually. Okay, so a massive Gazprom facility evacuating its workers in anticipation of more Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian energy infrastructure. And U.S. President Donald Trump said that discussions involving Ukraine and Russia are making progress, though he provided few details. We have meetings and talks scheduled with various parties, including Ukraine and Russia, and I think those discussions are actually going pretty well. And I want to remind you guys that Latvia is now creating a storage facility for essential goods in the event of an invasion by Russia. This was explained by the Latvian Ministry of Economy. The plan calls for the creation of a reserve of essential supplies by December 31st of this year. Okay, so Latvia stockpiling essential goods. Okay, by the end of this year, they want to have that done. All right, so this is a very serious situation over there in the Baltics. They're rushing to prepare before Russia invades. And the Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed that Norwegian diplomats came under Russian attack with North Korean ballistic missiles in Odessa on the evening of January 31st. And the Netherlands moved 4 more F-35s to Estonia. They already have 4 F-35s there for the Baltic Air Policing Program. We don't know why they moved those extra 4 F-35s. I'm sure it has a lot to do with Russia. And last Friday, the Japanese Joint Staff said that on Thursday, January 30th, 2 Russian Tu-95 strategic bombers, an Su-35 multi-role fighter, and an unidentified aircraft were observed flying from Russia over to the northern Japanese coastal area of Cape Shiratoko in Hokkaido. These 2 Tu-95s, escorted by the Sukhoi 35 and a Sukhoi 30, were again seen in the afternoon off the coast of the Akita prefecture. Lastly, a Russian Ilyushin 38 maritime patrol aircraft, that's a recon plane, into Japan's extended air defense identification zone, prompting the Northern Air Force of the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force to scramble fighter jets in response. Wow. And right now we have U.S. nuclear forces on high alert for some reason. We currently have a nuke sniffer plane airborne over Nebraska. We also have a nuclear war command and control plane over Kansas. And then we also have a Cobra ball that went up towards Wisconsin and turned its transponder off. Now, Cobra balls are used to detect missiles, okay, and track their trajectories. So we have a nuke sniffer, which is used to detect radiation in the atmosphere, airborne over Nebraska. We have a missile detecting plane airborne. We have a nuclear war command and control plane airborne. We also have a B-52 nuclear bomber airborne that took off from Shreveport, and it's actually getting aerially refueled right now just south of Oklahoma City, which is pretty unusual for these to be aerially refueled over the continental United States. So U.S. nuclear forces are on high alert for some reason. And very late last night after midnight, there were a bunch of emergency action messages transmitted. And also, yesterday morning, there was a message transmitted by U.S. nuclear forces that had the same format as the Sky King messages, but it did not use the actual Sky King call sign. So I don't know if that means something or if they were just testing something. But if you don't know what a Sky King message is, it's the highest priority coded message sent out by U.S. nuclear forces. And the only thing more important would be an actual emergency war order, which is the order to launch. And so this message was sent out yesterday, and it had the same format as a Sky King message, but it did not use the call sign Sky King. So I don't know what that means, but it's definitely interesting considering how many emergency action messages were transmitted last night, about a dozen in just about an hour. And then we also had a lot of reconnaissance over northern and eastern Poland. Here's an RC-135 rivet joint that was flying near Kaliningrad in Russia. And then this is what the Japanese released, showing the flight paths of the Russian bombers. So you can see here the red line showing where the bombers went, the blue line showing the recon plane, and then this line here showing another set of bombers and a Sukhoi 30. So the bombers flew pretty close to Japan, okay, especially up here. Look how close they got, okay. Very serious situation. Here's a picture of one of the bombers. These are part of Russia's nuclear forces, okay? These are their nuclear bombers, guys. And then here's a Russian Sukhoi 35 escorting them. And then here's the Ilyushin 30. And the Telegraph is reporting that Iran has covertly developed nuclear-capable missiles with a 3,000-kilometer range, putting Israel and parts of Europe within striking distance. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards are operating 2 supposed satellite launch sites, which in reality are missile production and development facilities. North Korea is directly assisting Iran in advancing its missile program. And Axios is reporting that Marco Rubio presented an ultimatum to the president of Panama regarding the Panama Canal when they met yesterday. He said, quote, "Absent immediate changes regarding Chinese influence, the U.S. will take measures necessary to protect its rights under the treaty." Okay, so that's basically like a threat. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I would not be surprised if Trump sends troops into Panama to take back the Panama Canal. And what you're looking at here is some video footage of protesters in LA last night blocking a highway, and they were protesting the tariffs and deportations in Mexico. So, guys, this could spread. These protests and riots could spread. And Israel is building military outposts in southern Syria, signaling a more permanent presence despite initial claims of temporary operation. And Politico is reporting that the new Syrian government has told Russians that they will be allowed to keep their military bases in Syria only if they send Assad back to Syria. So very, very interesting. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I might be back later on tonight with more breaking news. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by NYPrepper Supply. Guys, NYPrepper Supply is doing a massive sale on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. They're selling their 3-month emergency food supply for just $600, so that's $100 off the normal price. And this is 3 months of food at 2,000 calories per day. Has a shelf life of up to 25 years, and all of this is packed into 6 rugged water-resistant buckets, and free shipping is included. And they're also offering a disaster replacement warranty, so if your food supply gets destroyed by a natural disaster, they'll replace it for you with no charge. And they also will provide you with free survival books and information, including a natural disaster field guide, a survival Bible digital copy. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $100 off the NYPrepper Supply 3-month emergency food supply, and the link is in the description below this video.